We should be live, I guess. Yeah, nice. Okay, like the last stream ended abruptly. I hope this will work now. I don't know if I have to re-pop up this chat, probably. So let's get this chat here. Do a little bit of a J, like this. Okay. What I wanted to show is the vertex pipeline of the renderer. We did that last stream, so we can just draw arbitrary vertices. But I don't even think that we will use it, like, because like the way we are going to do vector rendering eventually will probably still work through instancing. Yeah, so the thing is, I wanted to show this little test, but I mean, it's okay. It's just 2 quads that will randomly appear on the screen. Top 10 thumbnails for real. Polbyte, welcome, and I can't read your name, also welcome. Yeah. Okay, so the thing is, I created this thing, and it's just like an abstraction over the pipeline. Because what we currently have, just to make you a little bit more, like, so you understand the code base a little bit better, make you a little bit more, what's the word? I think you know what I mean. Polecat, welcome. So what I wanted to show is that currently in render, for example, in CR draw, begin or end actually. CR draw end, we do shit like this. If total instances is greater than 0, we flush, do this. The same thing for vertices. It's literally a find replace for the same pipelines, and it's like every pipeline needs to do this. For example, upload its device buffer to a local buffer, stuff like that. So that's why we create this abstraction, pipeline.h. And we can do all of this abstracted and not in this weird way we're doing it currently. So, is that NVim plus NVChat? Yes. Are you off with your Wayland compositor? No, I'm not. I'm writing this engine for the Wayland compositor. Because currently I won't start my Wayland compositor because this will shut down my computer. As we know from yesterday, people that were there, the stream just ended. But the compositor, I can show it in code. So this is the compositor. We have in core, it's actually in render, GL, we only have a EGL backend. And our EGL backend basically draw surface. Where do we have a render draw surface? Renderer draw surface. So what it does, it's basically using Runara. RN image render comes from runara.h. And this is the old engine, right? So this is the old rendering engine that I used. And Runara is also an engine I wrote. So Runara. But when we go into Runara, we can see it also did vector graphics, but it was a really different approach that I took. I did it with compute and analytic AA. So it's all done in compute basically, because like I check for every pixel of the vector graphic, is it outside or inside, and I do this in a tile-based compute shader. And this is like, doesn't really scale that well because it scales with pixel size, which is why it's not really good. And also the thing is, I'm using OpenGL, and I also don't have something like indirect drawing or all of the nice Vulkan features. Why are you using .h extension? Because I'm using C. Wow, Arch plus DWM and NVim plus N. Bro is insane. Bro isn't a software. Bro is software. Bro is a software. That's crazy. It's actually crazy. Okay, so VK create pipeline basically creates the shader modules, and it's doing all of the pipeline stuff and initializing the static state of the pipeline, like blend mode and stuff like this. And I think this is something that I don't want the API to like influence. I just want blend state, for example. I just want that per pipeline, like not per pipeline. Like each pipeline should have the same blend state, because we don't really want different blend states and different, like, I don't know, rasterization states or modes, because this is not what we need currently. So the vertex input state. Okay, so I'm 17. So the problem is it wants a vertex input state. The vertex input state is basically this thing. And we have an input state. So my question is, should we just provide an input state? What? You're 17? No way. What did you think? How old? How old did you think I am? So basically, to the pipeline, let's provide a CR pipeline input state. Input state, because like it would be cool to have something like, yeah, it would be cool to have something like CR pipeline add vertex input attribute. Yeah, I think it's way cooler like this. And this is like init. Bro, I already asked him. He's using DWL. It's similar to DWM. How old are you? I'm 17. It's literally in the chat, bro. So the thing is, let's have this. Let's do this. Let's have a bool here, add vertex input attribute. So I think we only need a pipeline. So you're 19. Ah, nice. Great. And what we basically want is a vertex attribute, and we then just give it a vertex attribute. And the binding description, yeah, let's just do that like this. Yeah, I'm not monetized. When did you start coding? I started coding when I was 9, I think. So pretty early on. So let's get this, and then like the binding description is just like in Vulkan you can have multiple vertex attributes bound to different states of vertex input. For example, in our instance shader, those are instanced vertex inputs for the instance, and this is like a normal vertex input, and we need to like kind of have a distinction between them. What the 9? Haha, I got shocked. I'm also 17, but started learning cybersecurity at 14, so competitive word. Why don't you start streaming on the new channel? Yeah, because... Yeah? I don't know, because like the new channel doesn't have as many subscribers, I guess. So yeah. Yeah, man, I like to the 9. I think you're referring to the age when I started programming. I just started, like, the thing is, I always wanted to make video games for some reason. And I just started using Java because I just googled how to make video games, and I knew that Minecraft was using Java, so then I just tried to learn Java, and this is like my beginning of the story, I guess. Your PayPal is not working. Okay. I have to fix it. I wouldn't like, yeah, maybe like then don't donate to that link. I definitely have to set this up correctly. So, do you have a Discord channel? Yeah. I can show you in a second. Do we have something like, we definitely need a n binding disks and n vertex attributes. So let's so n binding disk plus plus is equal to, and the init, I think the init should just do something like memset pipeline 0 size of pipeline. Bro, started learning programming with Python at the age of 12. Very good. I also started out wanting to make video games, but I went with Lua, lol. But for school I learned Python, and now I'm learning C and C++ for my own. Very good. Keep learning. Equal to binding disk, and then we check something like, do we have something like, yeah, so if pipeline dot input dot in binding disks is greater than or equal to the max binding disk, then we want to return true, I guess, right? Or probably false, I mean, yeah. So just like this. I mean, theoretically, yeah, it's okay like that. So only those simple functions. Then I started learning Linux. I had Kali on my VM on Windows. Do you play LOL? No. No, I don't. CR Max Vertex attributes. I think I played League of Legends like one time. I downloaded it on my laptop when I was like 14 or something, because I thought it was like a cool thing to play LOL, because it's like yeah, kind of cool to play it, you know, because it was labeled like a game that only like cool people know back in the days. And then I installed it on my laptop, but I didn't really play it anymore. I think one day, and then I quit. Yeah, Love 2D is great. So the vertex input state then will just be pipeline.input.pipeline.input input set. Vertex path will be the vertex path, fragment path. This will be pipeline dot pipeline. And if not, then let's arrow and say context.log failed to create Vulkan pipeline with well, let's say fragment shader, vertex shader, like this. But also I'm getting a lot more interested in physics, so may also get into making physics simulations. So I'm learning a lot of math on my own currently, and then random other beginner projects. yeah, I looked into what was the name? Jolt Physics. It's this engine. Maybe you know it when you do physics. It's a great physics engine for 3D games, and like a lot of actual AAA games use it. And yeah, that's cool. It's made by this person, and he's pretty cool, pretty chill guy. So yeah. Okay, so this is that, and then let's just say something like created Vulkan pipeline with tracing, and then like go to error. Oh, that's super cool. Thank you. Yeah, you're welcome, man. Welcome. Go check it out. Created Vulkan pipeline. And then we kind of need something like, I think, yeah, the init should probably, yeah, kind of not do that actually, because what we kind of do is that we add the binding description before we init, you know. So we should probably say something like, in here we have a get vertex pipeline input state. So we specify all of those input states, and then we need to kind of pass this struct. So we have to do something like input state, so pipeline arbitrary, or only a certain format. It will render arbitrary vector graphics, and we're not tying ourselves to SVG. We're just implementing an engine that can even draw paths on the GPU in a very, very efficient way, and it's supposed to be like very efficient. So all stencil buffer tricks, indirect rendering, batching, compute shaders, and like tile-based binning, but this will be in the future. But still, it's and then upload, like using or writing an SVG parser is like on top, you know. So let's say something like this is equal to, oh my god, bro, why does this feature exist? Oh my fucking god, man. Inputs, input states, pipeline, inputs, pipeline, input. Which distro are you using? I'm using Arch. Did it happen again? What? Yeah, it's okay. Okay, so this, and then we say the count will be pipeline inputs dot n binding desks, and this will be pipeline input dot n vertex attributes. The people who have banned me are against not some particular evil AI as tech usage, but AI as tech at all, which is dumb. Yeah, AI is really sensitive. I have been banned for discussing that in meantime on Twitch. I built it to build... What? I build it to build my own immersive sim on such sensitive topics like AI. Can AI take our jobs in the future? I think that we're kind of in a situation where we're kind of building the bridge to jump from, I guess, because yeah, we're building it, but eventually we will jump from it. We are forced to do that because like we are building something that is supposed to build the future, and without us. And I think in the future, like I think saying that AI won't take jobs is kind of coping. So to be honest, they will take jobs, and saying AI won't take jobs is kind of a cope and kind of an expression of human empathy. And I think in the long run, the natural selection will just overtake. And I don't know, but I think it's not really about writing code or like being employed. This is not like the goal you should have. You shouldn't have the goal to be employed as someone that does something for another person or another company, because this is not the future I think we're going to live in. Because all of the jobs where you have to do something, like it's not even tied to coding at all, like anything, are eventually, yeah, gonna be taken. So I think you should try creating something that other people depend on. This is like my take on that. And I say no. I am fat, 90 kilo and 6'2 at 17, bro. How can I lose fat and look good? Yeah, work out. How are you abstracting Vulkan with no classes, structs, with function pointers? I don't really know what you mean. So using Vulkan without classes, you can just use it in C with the Vulkan header. Okay, so we create that with the input state and do this. Okay, so that's already fine. So let's try and actually use that. And in create pipeline, so what we do is create the pipeline like this, but this is not correct. What we want, by the way, the pipeline layout. What about the pipeline layout? It's just in a context. Okay, so it's context bound. But I think this is good because the pipeline layout just says, yeah, it just specifies push constants, and push constants is not something I want to vary between pipelines. Okay, so let's have something like CR pipeline init, and then let's have a struct CR pipeline. We live in economics that relies on human labor. Production automation is used just to increase the amount of products/time. Yeah. How did you learn Vulkan directly or after OpenGL? I learned it after OpenGL. I learned it like 1 week ago, actually. I learned it for the video I did 3 days ago. And now I'm here writing a Vulkan rendering engine. So, the vertex path, there is a thing. We have this system where we install shaders. So, in .local state corrender, these shaders are automatically installed, and also, by the way, logs, because like it has a logging system also. But do you use AI to program, or do you have the docs pulled up? I'm using mostly docs. I'm using mostly also Google, and Google is like in often scenarios, Google just uses the AI feature, and I think I'm using that. Then like I'm Googling what is a instanced renderer in Vulkan, and then there's like this AI overview, and I just use that, and I'm good to go. You know, it just depends on what's more productive. But I'm not like a person that, yeah, I don't know. I'm not like a guy who uses AI agents to do stuff, because I don't feel like I'm productive with that. So CR pipeline get internal shader paths, and the subpath will be instanced. And the O fragment path and O vertex path will be const char pointer, vertex path, and fragment path, and then we get this like this. What is that keyboard? Dude, what are these AI bros doing here? I don't know, man. But sorry for my keyboard is the Apple Maker P75. Yeah. Bro, what's your problem? Ah, okay, because of this. Like that. And then we have the shader paths of the instant pipeline. And it will just return that local state path. So let's pause this. So, bro, sorry. I don't know, like... What the fuck was that? I don't know if this was a bird or a fucking drone in my window. I don't know, like, use Fedora, I don't really care. Like, nobody really cares. It's about what you do. I use Fedora, I can say it's quite cool, but I'm not that into Linux, so... I just would use what I like, basically, right? I mean, if someone likes Fedora, if I would say, yeah, use Fedora, I like Fedora, then I don't know. I didn't even use Fedora, never. So I can't really say anything about that. So, use TempleOS for real, bro. Richard Feynman, kind of based guy, I guess. Coco, how are you, man? Long time. Yeah, I guess. How are you, man? Good, I'm good. So that's basically the initialization of the fragment thing. Which OS then? Arch Linux, I guess? Or Windows? Like, whatever suits your boat. I mean, it's like asking... it's like asking a streamer what kind of jeans to wear. Like... I don't really get it. I think we should... Yeah, so vertex path, fragment, this is just default. And that's basically it. Our device-based Windows sucks, man. I hate it. I still have to use it, yeah. I also hate Windows. But where do you have to use it? Endeavor is just Arch with a graphical installer. You can simply use Arch. Yeah. Okay, so what we basically want is we want to add a vertex attribute. And then let's just copy them over from get vertex pipeline input state. We add those vertex attributes and binding descriptions. So let's have something like this. Copy the first one. And it takes in the pipeline, the vertex pipeline. And a vertex attribute, which is this. Yeah, rest in peace, Terry, man. Where are you from, bro? I'm from Germany. Your API design reminds me of Sokol. Nice, I guess. Thank you. I never used it, though. So I cannot really relate, but thank you, I guess. Because Sokol is kind of a good library, I guess. So, what's your problem? Vertex pipeline? Okay, like this. And then we pass a binding description. So, I think we should definitely first add the binding descriptions. And then we have those vertex attributes, so then we just do this. And I am planning to get ThinkPad with 48 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, that's insane, man. Like 48 gigabytes. It's not even like a round like exponent of 2. I mean, why not go with 64 or 32? Why 48, man? Do you plan these projects and docs? Writing without any reference comes with experience. Like for the docs, I mean, I'm currently not doing anything that's like doc heavy. I'm just writing the architecture, right? And writing the architecture, I mean, you just have to know how to write the architecture correctly, how to write architecture in general. But when it comes to actually Vulkan specifics, the Vulkan docs are like your best place, like the most efficient way to actually get things done are the Vulkan docs. It's not for every kind of library or API, but especially in the case of Vulkan, the docs are really great. I said this in the other stream, but the docs are so great that I looked at the docs in my free time when I was just like doing other stuff, and I just looked at the Vulkan docs about some random thing like handling tile-based renderers. Coco, I am watching your video, like you have 800 subs or less, and I think you stopped using your Discord. Yeah, no, like the problem is, people have to understand I don't use Discord. So I don't use Discord, and the problem is that without using Discord, it's kind of hard to maintain a Discord server. So, yeah. But you meant that I had 800 subs when you watched, and now I have 14,000, or do you mean that? I make projects plan before writing them, but I only make very small projects for now. I don't know if that would hold me with larger projects. I just write it, and then like the architecture design comes while writing it for me. Yeah. So we definitely also need this for the instance pipeline. And get instance pipeline input state. Let's copy all of those. How old are you? I'm 17. Okay. So let's add this one. I don't really like the design I chose earlier with the adding binding descriptions manually. Kind of annoys me because, yeah. I mean, we could just do it with the Vulkan structs, but I mean, yeah, I don't really care. Because it's also okay like this. What, bro? Are you a student or working professional? I'm literally a student, man. I'm in 12th grade. This is like the last grade where you still go to school. I don't have a job or something. Like I have a job, but it's just a part-time job at a software company that does web design. But that's it. Okay. I really, it's really annoying me on a very like specific level that I chose this to define the vertex attribute layout, but let's just yeah, it's going to be okay. CR pipeline add vertex attribute for the instance state. And let's just copy that. Put it here. Damn, 12th grade, yeah. Willst du danach studieren? So, do you want to study after that? Like, yes. Computer science. How many programming languages do you speak fluent? I don't even know. I think like I'm really good at. I think like the peak is definitely C, and then like C++, then like maybe like Rust. Or Ada, actually. I did Ada streams back in the day. Python, Java. Yeah. But I don't really care about language. I think people who care about language in 2026 are kind of... They're kind of like on top of the bell curve. You know what I mean? Or even before the bell curve. Okay. Oh wow, I could never... The final years of school for me in a British school is very stressful exam session for the year 12, and now some of them are 5 to 8 p.m. So you mean the schools are 5 to 8 p.m? Or... Because this is kind of insane. Okay, so those are the... This is the vertex layout of the instance pipeline. Wow, I did it for the... Yeah, I just... They're wrong like this. Like, this is correct, yeah? But this is not correct. So it's basically the other way around, right? But I think what we want is just... We just switch those up, right? So instanced, and this is going to be the instance pipeline correctly. And this is going to be the vertex pipeline. So they were just a shader pass. Hi everyone, welcome. No, just the exam. School is 7 to 3 p.m. Yeah, same. Okay, so that's the pipeline initialization code. But this is only like the boring part. Because the real part is going to be the batching and stuff. Is that NVim or Vim? It's NVim with NVChat. How do you plan to order correct transparent rendering, submit all cores, sort and render? I'm just going to do it in the immediate mode way that the user provided the instances. It's going to be the easiest way. Bro, your thumbnails are so good. What is mode behind it? And you pay to Adobe. I just use GIMP and... But thank you. Oh, where is your long hair? Did I have long hair? I don't know. I never had long hair, man. I think you're switching things up. Okay. Dot files. This just got into my recommendations. Why are you 1? What is this even? Top fans. Okay, you're my top fan. Thank you, man. I don't have any dot files, man. Just install NVChat. I mean, you're seeing NVChat and a YouTube live chat. It's not that deep. Okay. So, what we definitely need is the batching initialization. But for that, I think it's gonna be pretty easy. Because we have something like dynamic buffers and static buffers. So let's just have something like a bool CR pipeline add static buffer and it will take in what will it take in? Will it yep, I'm already instancing. Yeah, it's really buggy. It will definitely take in the context, the struct cr pipeline, and I mean, we can look in create GPU buffer or in init vertex state. Vertex state init. What? Oh, it's never mind. Here, init vertex state. We just give it a size and a buffer type. But for the static buffer, static. Static GPU state. For the static GPU state. Okay, that's just a staging ring. Okay. But this, yeah. So for this, we will just need data and a size of the data. Yep. And the buffer type. Okay. So let's have a void data un32t size t size and a cr GPU buffer type. So add static buffer and yeah, let's also have a cap for that. So let's have a cr max static buffs 16 and dynamic buffs. CR is the core rendering system. So it's not really a Vulkan wrapper. Let's have 8. It's the rendering system. It's not supposed to wrap Vulkan at all, actually. What it should do is just provide a way to draw UI, the entire compositor, vector graphics, text, and basically act as the 2D rendering engine as Runara did in the past. So Runara was the other engine that is OpenGL. It's this engine, and it's also just a vector rendering engine that can render the UI of the OS. And this is just a replacement for that, so it's not supposed to be a Vulkan wrapper. Do you know about Odin or Zig? Yes, I have published video, bro, today. First, please help me promote. Bro, I guess watch the video, guys. Cochrane, I'm also coding channel. Can you please tell me what your NeoVim setup is on Linux? I love your dot files. I don't really have dot files, but thank you, I guess. Just use NVChat, right? Just use NVChat, and you can use, like in my videos, I use my own window manager. You can use Ragnar. Just type in Ragnar window manager, you can configure it, but I also don't really have dot files for that, so yeah. And it's also really hard to set up at the moment. Okay, so Enum. Bro, the side quest isn't finished yet. No. I mean, I wouldn't stream it if it were finished, right? What theme is this? It's Mountain. Vanilla NVChat does not have your blur background you have. I need exactly like yours. I think in .config/nvim you can do something like Lua chat_rc transparent c is equal to true, and you have the blur background. And the blurring of the background, you can just use pcom for that. You know, now it's blurred, but I won't do that. PKK live? No, pcom please. Okay, yeah, I'm using Awesome currently, so I'm just using Awesome with the default settings, right? So just because it's the most stable at the moment for me. Yeah. Thank you for not ignoring. So PCOM transparency, is that enough? I love you. Yeah, man, it's enough. Retalk. So PCOM is the main thing if you want actually great looks on Xorg. Yeah, this is that. Now, that's the question. Should we have this in pipeline? Probably. Yeah, let's just put that into pipeline. Like that. Belena, Etcher, or Rufus? Yeah, Awesome's cool. Create GPU buffer. Oh, that's a problem, right? Staging ring alloc. Okay, we should probably put those also into a separate. But I hate to do that. Let's just not do that, okay? Let's just have create GPU buffer and all of those destroy GPU buffer. What? Oh. This create GPU buffer and only destroy. Where's resize, man? Here, resize. Okay, so let's put all of those also in here, actually. And then we can start. Bro, 20 errors? Okay, we need VMA, I guess. Hash include dot slash vendor VMA. Okay, and the VMA allocator outside of this like that. No. We need to do it like this. Let's just have a quick setup where we do this like this, because it won't work otherwise. So where's create GPU buffer and all of those guys? So create this. Where's buffers? Here. We definitely need a CR buffers init. Or let's have it like mem. Okay. Managed. That's not the right guy. How's it called? Memory management, but it's like a word. Nice. Hamburg is cool, yeah. Should I switch for Rising? We cannot copyright making a terminal emulator. You deserve 1 million subs. Thank you, man. You can switch. Bro, didn't you ask that already? Where I'm from? But I'm from Germany. Let's just call it mem. So let's have CR mem in it. And CR all of those. But did I U again? Oh my god, it's so dumb. Okay, so like this. Put all of them here. CR mem. Let's put it back here, I guess. Because this is like ordered by views, I guess. No, that was me. Ah, yeah. Naming things is still too hard. I do wonder if there is any interesting reason for it. Yeah, some copyright problems. Because of the music or because of the naming? Because if it's because of the music, yes. That's why I'm using no copyright music. Because YouTube didn't like me using like a lot of copyright sounds. So I'm stuck to NCS music now, but I kind of like it, so it's okay. Like that. I can't sing. I'm sorry, but still, the vibe is insane. No copyright sounds. It's the name. Yeah. Okay, so where's the staging ring alloc? I think staging ring alloc definitely should be inside of the mem.h. So like this. And do we need anything else? I don't think so. So let's go into create GPU buffer. Create mem.c. No, wait. It's okay. Because it was gone, but I got it back. Okay, so mem.c, yoink, hash include mem.h, param check fail, okay, util, hash define substance name is going to be memory. What's your problem? Now with the VMA, okay. I get that, okay. It's a bummer that VMA is written in C++, right? Because then we could have just used full C. But I think it's not really possible to compile it with a C compiler. Upload to device local GPU buffer is part of what we just copied, so I think that's okay. But the VMA contexts, yeah, here. So let's put that into the mem. Yeah, see you, man. See you, bro. Good luck with your exam, yeah. Right, that's also a banger, by the way. Okay. So we cannot... What the fuck just... No. Did I close my window? What the fuck just happened, real talk? Okay, I guess... And I can't even... Hello? Can I not? What the fuck? No! Where do they all go, man? Where's my chat now? It's a bug and fucking... I can't resize anything. Bro, why? Well, this is the biggest rage bait ever. I didn't do anything. Why is everything? Where is everything, man? And now I don't have my chat. Because it's What, man? Bro, I can't even see my chat now. Can I restore chat? No, why the... How do I fix that, man? What is here? Window? Full screen. No, please. Can you stop? I'm gonna break stuff. Now I have full screen mode. Oh, but that's cool, actually. That's actually cool. Kinda like it. But then I have to switch between chat and... Can I restore full screen, please? Can I? Because my bar is now gone. So... Ah, okay, okay. Full screen, what is this? Yeah, finally! What the... This is Tiled Master, right? So now, okay, so now we can do this. And here's the chat. I love your content, thank you, man. And then we can put this into here. Bro, why did that happen? Retalk. I'm using awesome. So let's go into Coranda back again and continue. What the fuck? Oh my god, I got a little bit of scare. It's Ragnar Coranda. Thought all of my files were gone now. Okay, so memset, let's include string.h. Yeah, okay. And then like those things, let's just prefix them. So create GPU buffer is here, okay. But crmem init should definitely also be here. So let's have create VMA context, be the mem init. Banger, man. Okay, crmem, crmem, crmem. Okay, so then let's use those everywhere. And we can stop that, actually. And... okay, because they're all there. Okay. So we actually don't want them. And also where's VMA context, also not this. And we say crmem init. So let's include mem, I guess. It's not used directly. crmem init. Okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. So okay. Let's just add the prefix everywhere. Those crmem init, man. That's insane. I think this should also work. crmem create upload to device local GPU buffer. Where even is that? I think, oh my god. We swallowed it. Like, we put it... Oh, it's here. Peak, is it here? Yeah, peak. Thank you. And what is this? This is that. We don't want those here, actually. So let's not have them here. And Uploads to device local GPU buffer. Let's just put that into here. Rename it to crmem. 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 Can you recommend us any resources to learn C or CPP? I think you can use the book in the thumbnail. It's a good resource, man. Retalk. Just read the book. Or if you don't want to read the book, then watch the series of the Cherno where he implemented a game engine in C++, because this is like the best way to learn C++ in my opinion, because he's like the GOAT. Like Retalk, the Cherno, it's like a GOAT basically. And he also has a series on C++ in general. Don't know. No, the Cherno, man. Not sorting. But sorting is also great. It's also a GOAT. You can also... But I mean the Cherno. Like who? Tokyo Spliff or Sudo Love Me Baby? No, man. The Cherno, bro. The Cherno. But those are also great. I'm not saying that, but this is not what I mean. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, okay, so this is the upload to device local. Okay, so let's have it in the memory. You're the best, bro. Thank you, Retalk. Like really. I don't know how, but thank you still. I can't really rationalize that. Okay, so this now becomes our new function that we actually want to implement in the pipeline. That's like the entire purpose. We wanted to add static buffers to the pipeline. So we basically now can do this, hopefully. Just read the Microsoft docs for real. What? I'm learning, but I want to learn window.h. Yeah. I can't say anything to that beyond this, I guess. So context, upload, data size, and this is going to be the type. And the static buffer will be actually struct. Yeah, it's just going to be the pipeline dot batching dot static buffers at pipeline batching and static buffers plus, and then we check if pipeline batching and static buffers is greater than crmax static buffs. We just want to say return false and return true in here, and static buffer to device local buffer, and that's basically what we want to do. So yeah, and then we do it for the indices. Valid. But now let's have the ability to add dynamic buffers. Yeah. So here. I think we also need, what we definitely also need is in the pipeline creation, we want something like uint32t elements per batch. I mean, I was trying to check for it, but couldn't find something LMAO. Man, how do you even learn this stuff? What stuff? You mean window.h? Read the docs. Richard Feynman is like very real. So I think learn CPP is good. Yeah, I guess. I'm trusting you. No. So let's have an add dynamic buffer thing. And for the dynamic buffer, we just need the size. But what I wanted to do, did I already do it? Yeah, elements per batch. And then in init, what we basically want is to init the CPU state. So this. So let's go to init. And say something like u in 32t elements per batch. And we would say pipeline dot batching dot data is equal to alloc context. N will be, we definitely need a element size. Size t batch element size. Size t batch element size. I can say for basic engineering, I just read start a random project, search something up when I want to do something and don't know how. Yeah, same. Like start with small things like rendering 3D model in Vulkan and then increase the level of project. Small things. But it's, I get, yeah. This is basically a very good way of working, I guess, for me at least. So let's allocate elements per batch. Batch row, bro. Yeah, elements per batch row. Times batch element size. But the question is, so we allocate the total instance cap. So we should probably also have a cap, right? An initial cap. But the total instance, like the cap is the, yeah, we will do that like this. So we will have the cap just be the elements per batch, like the initial cap, right? So pipeline dot batching dot element cap is equal to elements per batch times we should probably do something like bro, I am like, those files are really annoying me. Let's just close this and this. So let's have something like what font is this? Victor Mono. Max batch times CR initial batch cap, and CR initial batch cap is this, and max batch is this. So yeah, so let's just have element cap batching dot element cap be elements per batch times CR initial batch cap. And then we allocate this. I create the pipeline. Size will be size of, it's n, okay. So like this. This will be the element cap. And okay, so now to adding dynamic buffers. It will just be as simple as getting the create GPU buffer from here, for example. And yeah. So total instance cap will be pipeline dot batching. No. Size times size of no, also not this. We will just get like any size. Then the type will be type, and the instance buffer will be what we did here, but just with dynamic. Okay, we don't have max dynamic buffs, also interesting. We have. Let's, by the way, have CR max dynamic buffs and CR max dynamic buffs. And adding a dynamic buffer is just the same, right? CR max dynamic buffs and dynamic buffers fail to create for static. Didn't we already fix that error message? Ah, yeah. It's only here. Fail to create GPU buffer for dynamic. Fail to create dynamic GPU buffer, man. It's not that deep. And then have this. The difference in light from when the stream started to now is crazy. Bro. Yeah. I'm sorry, I guess. But I can't do anything about the day-night cycle, man. So that's adding the dynamic buffer. So where do we need the pipelines again? Here. So we will now do this basically. The time has come. What do you mean ignored, man? I literally said it's Victor Mono. Don't sorry, just pointing out. Yeah. Pipeline. Field is incomplete. Bro, what the fuck, man? Why is it incomplete? Struct CT pipeline CR pipeline T. Why is this? Okay. We should probably just put this into util. But yes, please just ask Sam to come back up for better lighting. Yeah, man. I'll ask him. Or her. Okay. Just put that into util and then include util. For the GPU buffer, I mean, what we could do is to put that into mem. I think that's a good decision. So let's put that into mem. Cannot do that. But do we even... Yeah, okay. Staging ring. Let's also put that into mem. Because all of this will now be irrelevant. Hello, Peter. Hi. Okay, I think we can actually do that. Also the staging ring. Let's just put the staging ring and the upload context as well. All into memory. And then just include... Don't include anything in here. Yeah, okay, wait. Kind of don't need to, because also this will now be... Because it's actually very good, because this is like a thing that just happens to... to happen, I guess, out of the process of refactoring. Because now the actual core file doesn't have things like the batch state or internals and stuff like this. I found you in a magazine. Yeah, I'm in a magazine. Pending buffer destroys will probably also, because this is also way too abstract for the user to even care about, you know? So instance pipeline and vertex pipeline is incomplete. But why? Still? Okay. Probably because mem includes... Yeah, okay. And here we need the buff, so let's just... Don't do that. What the fuck is all that, brother? Or they... Wait. This only depends on that, so let's just do this. Yeah, Vulkan, I guess. Do you use NVChat? Yes. NVChat for the win, man. NVChat will grow. Grow till it outgrows VS Codes. Like, so many people... Like, I'm the biggest advertiser for fucking NVChat. Real talk. Turns out no one reads descriptions for me. Because, like, this is, like, the main question that everyone asks. So, I think I should get a fucking NVChat sponsoring at this point. I am new at programming. Sorry for reading it in that voice, but yeah, okay, it's cool, yeah. Okay, so let's include mem. Okay, so this is fixed. Now, core render, we only have frame count, and this is still incomplete. Man, why? So pipe... What the fuck? Okay. It's actually a little bit of a problem. We should probably not expose the pipeline at all in the public header. Actually. let's just don't have that at all. And the upload context is handled by mem now. So where do we init the upload context? Upload context? Do you have any device for not ending up with memory leaks over just making sure to call free to use some trick like arenas? I mean, yeah, no, I don't. Because I'm not, like, in my, I think my compositor uses an arena system. I don't even remember. I didn't write code in that project for a long time. But in this project, I don't really have a need for arenas, because I don't really allocate so much CPU memory at all. Bro trusts himself, yeah. Okay, so about the upload context. Where's the upload context, man? Create upload context. And the upload context... Ah, it just creates the command buffers. Okay, for uploading stuff. And it's the staging ring capacity. Okay, it's a little bit weird, but okay. Let's just copy that and put it into mem. What? Will not be visible outside this function. I feel like I just dropped a nuke on the entire whole code base or something. Let's just comment that out. It's okay, man. Let's just comment that out. Max frames. I mean, max frames. We should probably have that in the frame count. Did I read that wrong? Yeah, frame counter. Okay. So we should probably have that here. And then mem. What's your problem, man? Because we are not including... So, I mean, okay, let's include core render then. Invalid pre-processing directive. What the fuck did I do wrong? Ah, because of this? Okay. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so staging ring. The whole staging ring, we will probably have the staging ring. Where's the staging ring, man? We will have the staging ring as a struct. See our staging ring. Staging ring. If you know the program is not going to allocate more than once, never bother freeing as you always will do it. Yeah. Yeah. What's with all of these /s/j? Is this just like a typo, or am I just dumb? I don't get it. Okay, so the upload context. So where's max staging ring mem? We definitely need this in mem. Some Reddit BS. Bruh. They're tone markers. Joking, satire. What? Okay, that's crazy. That's insane. Like, it's actually kind of cool, I guess. I mean, why not? It's like a DLC to language. You know what I mean? So let's have a struct cr upload context. upload. So let's have context upload be replaced with upload. Oh, upload. Yeah, let's just have a... I think it's okay to just have a function static bool. I mean, it's like literally that function, right? So create upload context. I just find tone markers very useful since I can barely get tone IRL, much less online in text. Yeah. I think they're actually useful, but still kind of an interesting thing, I might say. Yeah, I removed the code. Oh my god. Oh. Just give it back, man. Here. So, mem static like that. Context staging ring capacity is equal to... Let's put that into... We already did that, okay. So why is that there? Retalk. Okay, this is just that. So let's have create upload context, and upload context prefix q family. If not, CR error. We definitely have to VK check that, I think. Yeah. VK check. Like this. Okay, so that's CR error failed to create upload context. Crot. Yeah. So the upload context... I think the upload context... I think this should be actually a thing. Where we... Yeah, I mean, we can just remove it, I think. So it should be completely locked into the mem and not really visible to the outside, because I mean it's only used to actually upload memory, and this is the only file that handles this internally. So we should probably do this like that. Don't have an upload context, and in here where's pending buffer and distress? I mean, the thing is, yeah, that's kind of a problem. We should probably... I mean, we kind of need to have it per frame. But... we should probably have something like an static struct cr GPU buffer t deferred buffer destroys, and it's just cr max frames, cr frame count, and this is just what we're going to be using. Deferred buffer destroys. You are just Tokyo Spliff if you installed Linux and not became a musician. For real. Deferred buffer destroys and deferred buffer destroys equal to 0. Yeah. I think this is like the most normal way to do that. Because like, I don't think we need an extra state for that. So deferred buffer destroys is equal to buff. Yep. Bro, please shut the fuck up. Include stdbool. Conflicting types. What? Because we don't include. Okay, do we include? No. Okay, yeah, okay. So let's have include dot slash include slash corrender. No, not the collector API. Corrender. And in mem we now don't have that anymore. So let's remove the upload context and just say upload what? Because of, okay. So let's have upload this, just be upload this. No. Oh my god. Sorry. Let's just have this be upload dot. Yeah, just here. Thank you. Now you get what I mean. So this is going to be that, and then the deferred buffer destroys. So the thing is, destroy. Bro, I don't even know where we do this. Probably here. We then defer the destruction. Bless you. It is weird to say that online, not IR. I think it's okay. Thank you. So where is the fucking place where we defer the destruction of buffers? Actually don't. It's in the beginning. So here we just say destroy GPU buffer and this. So let's have something like a bool crmem updates lazy destroys struct cr context. I think we actually, yeah, we need the context actually. So let's have this, and let's have it just do for uint30 I is equal to 0, I is less than n deferred buffer destroys I plus plus deferred buffer destroys at I is equal to No, we don't want to assign it. We just want to say crmm destroy buffer context and this buffer with and. Hey, how do you debug in NeoVim? I just go into my config NeoVim in, I think it's init.lua. No. I think it's chatrc. Also no. Bro, I did it a long time ago, but I think I should be good to go. I think it's like plugins. Probably. Yeah, I should have done this, because here you can there's definitely some way where you can specify your installed debugging backends, but what you can do is just Mason install ClangD, I guess. So Mason install ClangD. Mason. Yeah. I don't even have ClangD installed. I think it's, at this point, it's just implemented into NVChat, because I'm using that. Could be that. Hey man, how do you set a breakcode? I see that. You mean this kind of debugging? I don't do that at all. I don't do that. I don't have any plugins for that. I just don't do that. I just debug with logging and stuff like this. I really don't know. You're the wrong. But what I know, I'm the wrong guy to question. What I know is that there is a thing that is called I think it's called GDB UI C++ GitHub. GF. Yeah. If you want to debug C, this is a really good front end for that, so you can use this. Hi dude, have a nice stream. I'm Python programmer and I hate Ukraine also. Bro, what? Okay, cool, thank you. Good old printf log, something happened, yeah. Okay, and then we say n deferred buffer destroys equal to 0 and return true. And if not that, we return false and say, because we're good programmers, we log error, context log, failed to lazily destroy GPU buffer %p. Deferred destroyed buffers at I.buff. Yeah. Okay, so let's go into here and just say stir buffer string OS string etc is shit. True gigashots are using the char pointer for real. Because I don't use C++ for real, but I think if you use C++, you should use string. Gotta work harder and get it in the mindset to destroy a GPU buffer. I have no idea what's going on. Bro. Okay, that's great. Bro, that's like... Imagine people like that have really like have no idea, that don't even really know how to code. Maybe you don't even know how to code. Watch the stream and it's like, yeah, we need to destroy the buffers. We have to make sure that the buffers are destroyed very soon and in a very fast manner. Yeah. Would sound awesome, I think. Let's have a CRMem update lazy destroyers with the context. Then if not, bro, then shut the fuck up. I mean, return false, I guess, or go to error. I guess it's very difficult in NeoVim. I tried many times, intelligence will not work. I really couldn't drop Visual Studio. Many times I try new and come back to Visual Studio. Then just use Visual Studio. I think Visual Studio is also good. I can't really help you with that. So creating the upload context is now not a thing anymore. Okay. We definitely also need to do that in Meminit, I guess. Meminit. Let's add some excitement to this. So do free null. Yeah, that's very exciting, I guess. Go to! No way, no, he's using go to? No. No, go to? Bro, go to is fucking based. I guess it's very difficult. Ah, okay. I already read that. Let's just log something like initialized memory. Like GPU memory context. Unless you use it to do loops or some shit like that. Yeah, for real. But VK check, for example, I just use VK check like this. It's just the way the API works in here, or like the code base works. So I just do that like this. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. So actually, yeah, okay, let's fix some more errors here. Oh, this is great, man. But look, this is like such a indirect command capacity. What is with indirect command capacity? The indirect buffer, indirect command cap. Where's our... Okay, here. So we should probably initialize them. Init, let's say pipeline indirect buffer cap is equal to 1024. Like that's the initial cap. So let's have something like in util hash define cr initial indirect draw cap. But this is like way too much. This is like really, this is like we should, that's like how many draw calls you can have per frame. So I think 8 initially will be way than enough, because like maxing out 8 draw calls would mean you are rendering 80,000 instances. So yeah, let's just have cr max, cr initial indirect draw cap, and we probably should also create the indirect buffer. Yeah, we're doing this here. So, and also the indirect commands. Yeah, true. Yeah, make, I'm using make. But I'm not always using make. For example, the compositor uses Mason. Should probably use Mason in every project, but I think Make is also great. Okay. So let's have size of pipeline. Okay. We definitely need something like a, because void emitter draws and emitter draws, we definitely need a bool draw indexed. And then we say bool draw indexed. We say bool indirect draw size equal to draw engine. Bro, I'm very sure I read engine. Currently making an engine. 30%, bro, that's so dumb. Retard. Draw index. So you're okay. That's insane. Why? I came across your channel on YouTube. I study IT at a college in Kazakhstan, and I'm learning C, but it's still challenging. Could you recommend any books or courses for beginners? Like, what I actually recommend to, like, what I did is watch the tutorial of, but that's not a C thing, it's actually for C++, the tutorial of the Cherno. Because it's like a really good tutorial for C++ at least. And then you can go to C from that because it's like a backwards thing. But if you want to read books, then I think you should read the C programming language to the book on the thumbnail, right? With the anime girl. And yeah, and then the game engine series from like the Kohi game engine series from Trevor Rudston or something. It's a great C project playlist where you can definitely learn a lot of C. And also Vulkan. Yeah. That anime girl on the thumbnail is a guy, by the way. Oh. Is it? Is it though? I just use the... Do you know that there is a... fucking GitHub repo, GitHub anime girls with books, anime girls holding programming books. Okay, yeah, you probably know. No, but it's just a bunch of anime girls holding programming books. That's so great, man. It's like a thumbnail mine. I will use all of them. Retalk. Oh my god, this is profile picture material for real. So when we draw index, we want size of vk draw index indirect command and else size of vk draw indirect command. And this will be the indirect draw size times the draw capacity. Which will just be pipeline indirect buffer cap. And this will be pipeline indirect buffer. So let's kind of get this fixed. Yeah. Okay, and then the actual data, we definitely need something like pipeline Why you restrict me? I don't restrict you, man. I didn't say anything. Your fucking comment is here. Emitted draws is equal to seer util alloc. Yeah, this will work. Batch state, indirect command capacity. Okay, so we'll basically say pipeline, indirect buffer cap, and indirect draw size. And this is the input state. This stays the same. This just becomes that. And we're good to go. And then we can just literally remove that. Oh my god, that's so great. Wow. So cleaned now. So cool. In that instant state, we can also remove that. Fuck that. Wait, I have to go to the toilet and do a little break. It's really necessary. I need to get some food. I'll be here in like 5 minutes or something. Wait, guys, wait. Let's just have this image here. I don't care. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, back again. The epic outro, nah, toilet break. Okay, I thought I heard something. Yeah, because like, what, hi bro. What is WBB? I'm back after studying. Nice, man. Appreciate it. Right, great to hear that, man. Allowance per batch for the Vertex pipeline will be CR max batch times 3. Welcome back. YouTube recommending me banger live streams. Yeah, YouTube doing a great job, right? The batch element size of the instanced pipeline, like, will probably the size of the fucking instance, right? Let's get the music a little bit louder. And start from the beginning, because this is like the peak. I want to make my own horror FPS game. I'm using Unity. Should I try pure Vulkan, OpenGL, C++? No. If you really want to make your horror game, then, like, I think my take on that is, if your goal is to make a game, it's literally an info hazard to just have the experience of coding a game in OpenGL. Because then you go into that rabbit hole of trying to create your engine, and you waste lots of time, and it's like not what you actually wanted, but you have this info now, so you kind of need to do it. Because you know you can do it and stuff like this, but then it takes a while and it takes forever, and then the game is never done. So if your goal is, you have a goal for a game, and you know what you want to do, like what game, like, it's probably more rational to use an engine. But on the other side, using OpenGL for a game could be good if you're actually really good at programming and already know OpenGL. Is this engine for your own game engine project? Game project? No, it's the engine that's going to be rendering the user interface of the applications and the UI, basically, of my Wayland compositor that I'm also writing, and it's also going to be compositing at the same time. It's going to be compositing the Wayland compositor. I always wanted to learn how to make my own game engine. I was an Arduino mobile developer. How much time you think it takes to start finding industry? I love C, C++. I don't want to learn UE for Unity. I want to learn rendering in OpenGL and game engines. I really don't know about the internship and stuff, because I'm a student, so I never did, like, I did internship, but I did internships at a web design company, but not in this industry, right? So I can't really say anything about that, because I don't have the experience. You should probably ask a senior dev or something. But I think learning OpenGL and Vulkan is kind of going to take long if you really don't know anything about it. So yeah. We're going to use draw indexed for the instance pipeline. Next error. So, pipeline, elements per batch. By the way, that's dumb. We just want CR max batch, by the way. And here we want the ×3. I've already spent hours in Unity, so maybe I should continue. But I'm really into low-level projects, and maybe it will teach. By the way, I'm 12. Like, if you're really 12, then you definitely do have the time to actually go into that rabbit hole that I was talking about. And I mean, as I was 12, like 5 years ago, I also did the same thing. Like, literally, I started learning OpenGL and I just got the info hazard, right? Because then I couldn't stop, and then I just went down the OpenGL rabbit hole. But for me, it wasn't a problem because this is what I wanted to do. I didn't really want to develop a specific game. I just want to do graphics programming. Yeah. So the batch element size will be size of CR vertex for the vertex pipeline. We are not going to be drawn indexed. Create pipeline. This is going to go. And this is also going to go, and this as well. This will now be... We will kind of need to have it here. Damn, you're 17. Sorry to breathe the same air as you, bro. Bro, why? When I was 12, I was learning Lua, trying to make a keypad in Computercraft. I didn't even... at 12... Yeah, bro, 12 is actually insane. So instance pipeline and vertex pipeline, let's have them as static because they're just going to be internal. 12 and 17, I'm 29. Yeah, I think this is like the exception, I think. I mean, most of you are probably not 12 or 17. Init instance state, we do this. We also don't need that anymore. Init vertex, static vertex state on. Like the thing is, let's keep that for now because where is our init render? Oh. Where is init instance state, init vertex state? Create pipeline, create render pipelines. Render pipelines. Yeah, here. I'm in between 50, lol. Yo! Nice. Create fucking rendering pipelines. Bro, I hate my keyboard layout. I can't type on that. Render pipelines? What's the... Where do we call CR pipeline in it? Here, and what's the function called? Create render pipelines. I'm probably just dumb, but... Okay, so... yeah, we correctly... okay, we already correctly do that. That's good, but what I wanted to do is actually after... What the f... That's the biggest rage bait ever. Render, yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, so let's have a CR pipeline add static buffer. Because now we actually want to create this. This is in the instance state. We want to create the static buffer that we're going to source our indices from, or instances. And the static buffer will be the vertex and index buffer of the instances, which are rects. So yeah, pipeline will be the vertex pipeline. Data will be the data. So let's have we already have that. So vertices. This will be one data block and this will be another data block. So let's have this be that and then don't have that. Just have the vertices and indices. And then we add a static buffer, which will be vertices and size of vertices. Type will be a CR GPU buffer vertex, and the same for the indices. So indices. CR GPU buffer index. Size of indices. So those will be the static buffers, and then let's already add a dynamic buffer, which will be the buffer that we are doing the thing is, the concept of dynamic buffer is kind of dumb. Because like we will always like only have one. But I think it will be okay. Yeah. Maybe we can have more in the future. But still, let's have a dynamic buffer, CPU, GPU. Wait, let's just read the chat first. Bro, idea. What if I continue with my Unity project but also start some basic OpenGL stuff, like rendering a cube or something, then maybe it can develop into more. That's great. That's like, if you're 12, that's fucking great reasoning, man. Real talk. What things did you need to make this, like, learn? It's pretty interesting. Have been dabbling into game dev recently. So, yeah. I don't really understand the question. What things did you need to make these, like, learn? You mean what I needed to learn? But the thing is, like, the engine that I'm writing is not for a game. It's not a game engine. It's a 2D graphics engine, like, for example, Skia or web render. It's more like web render because like it's supposed to be a better thing than web render because web render is the engine that is used to render Firefox. But they only have. I mean, I don't even know if it's still used. To be honest, it was. And they only use an OpenGL backend, which is kind of, yeah, and it's like not perfect. Skia is not designed GPU friendly in the first place, and I really need a library to render all of my UI and text and stuff like that, so this will be the library, and that's why I'm doing that. Yeah. Okay. So the dynamic buffer. Let's have the dynamic buffer be in a pipeline. In the vertex pipeline. Size of the dynamic buffer. Let's have init vertex state. So we basically have the total vertex cap. Okay. So this will just be CR max. Yeah, let's just put in the CR max batch times 3 times. So let's say CR max batch times CR times 3 times CR initial batch cap times size of struct CR vertex t. Don't we already have something like the capacity of the render pipeline specified? Probably have. CR max batch. Let's have something like where CR max batch is the capacity. Doesn't really make sense. We need CR max batch times CR initial batch cap. And then let's have why is it called vertex pipeline? It's so dumb. Oh my god. This is like the most annoying thing ever because okay, we are doing the instance pipeline. It's so confusing, man. I'm just probably the one that's confused, but still, I mean, I'm the one that's writing the code, so we actually want to do something like instance pipeline dot batching dot element cap times size of struct CR instance. And this will be a CR GPU buffer vertex. It will be a vertex buffer. This will be the instance pipeline. Yeah, and this will be our buffers for the instance pipeline. Cococra, I use Kitty terminal. How do I move it around? I disabled the top bar with the minimize and close options, but now I can't move it around or full screen. Well, it depends on your compositor or window manager. Probably like just a super key and then like left click and then drag. So that's for the instance pipeline, and for the vertex pipeline, which is here, let's have KDE Plasma X11. Bro, I really don't know, because I never used it. I think you're pretty, I don't know, you're pretty fucked. I mean, if you disabled the top bar, I don't even know how you do that. So this is the vertex pipeline, and the size will be vertex pipeline dot batching dot element cap times size of struct CR vertex CR GPU buffer vertex, and this will be the vertex pipeline like this, and the element cap will be times CR initial batch cap times 3. Should I switch desktop environment? Which is a good one? What do you use? I would recommend using Ragnar. It's my own window manager, but it's written in X11. It's not really maintained anymore, but still, it's a good one. And yeah, so it's written in CNX11, but what I would actually recommend is using Vortex, which is the Wayland compositor I'm working on, but you can't really use it because it's not really finished. So if you want something like that's actually finished and like stable and like mainstream, then I think using something like DWM or Awesome is great. How does one disable the top bar on KDE? I don't even know how I did it. It was a few months ago. Also, Polecat, do you mind adding me on Discord? We are both into game dev. We can stay in touch. Yeah, man, add yourself. Like, each other. So, we only need this one dynamic buffer for the vertex pipeline. So we can now remove this function, remove this function, remove this function. And now all of this. Yeah, okay, let's just do it. So, pipeline flush. Let's just implement a pipeline flush. Okay, so I'll tell the timeline. The timeline, man. I'm reading times. Oh my, no. That's the biggest rage fail. What the fuck? So flushing a pipeline. Okay, yeah, we need the context for the skip render. So let's have a struct CR context CTX and CR context CTX. Basically, let's just copy that for now and work from that, right? So the frame, yeah. Actually, no. That's a problem. This is definitely per frame state, right? But what about desktop environment? I don't know. I'm not using desktop environments, but I think KDE and GNOME are good. Okay, that's actually a problem because the pipelines manage their batch state in a per pipeline state. But what we actually want is the entire... We actually want a lot of things per frame. So we want to double buffer at least all of the dynamic buffers and the indirect buffer GPU buffers, the emitted draws, and the N elements and all of that stuff. Okay. So what we probably should do and the right offset elements cap. We basically want to double buffer all the entire batch state, but not the static batch state. So let's just do this. And then let's just have this in the batch state. And then let's just have CR frame count. Yeah, and then we get a lot of errors. We definitely need a frame index for the pipe because we need to init the pipeline per frame. But not really. Like, we need to init only the batch state per frame. So, but we still need a frame index for that. But then the question arises, how we should split that, because we definitely want to split this off. We don't really want to split the actual creation of the pipeline, we just want to split that. So what we would probably want to do is say something like for UN32T I is equal to 0, I is less than context dot frame loop dot n. How do we do that actually? Create frame loop? Probably with the images. Yeah, okay. Like this. And then we just want to do all of this per frame. So allocate all the emitted draws and the batching data. So let's have all of this in struct CR pipeline batch state batching is equal to pipeline dot batching at I, and then let's just say pipeline batching with batching dot with with batching that, okay, and then pipeline with batching, but then we have to fix this. And yeah, so this is the initialization. Oh, what the fuck is going on? People are screaming in my house. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT, will I get some invite the next, and I think this got us Pac-Man rap. Okay. Adding static buffers was just per pipeline, because they are not reused per frame. And this will be add dynamic buffer. We will automatically add them for each frame. I'm back, welcome. I'll be back. Ah, okay, so it will then buy. So let's have batching at I. Batching at I. At I. Okay, pipeline flush is like the bunch of, okay, that's all of the arrows, like the main part of the arrows. So now we can say frame. Let's have something like struct cr pipeline batch state batch is equal to and context pipeline dot batching at context dot frame loop dot frame index, and then we say batch. We basically want to say something like, yeah, no, we can't really do that. So batching or batch n indirect. What the fuck? What was it called? Indirect buffer cap, indirect buffer, n emitted draws. Okay, I guess n emitted draws is greater than batch dot indirect buffer cap. That sounds a little bit weird. Indirect command capacity. Okay. Indirect buffer cap. Okay, but this is like a little bit weird, because then how did we even do this, like with resized GPU buffer, instanced vertex? What? So we never resized the GPU So we definitely need to have something like emitted draws cap, and then we want emitted draws cap, and this will be batch emitted draw caps cap times equal to, and batch emitted draws cap is equal to realloc the batch emitted draws. Do we in? Yeah, okay. So realloc the batch emitted draws, and instance.indirect command capacity will just be batch.emitted draw cap times size of yeah, we will we will probably need to know if the, so let's have something like if the pipeline is indexed, so let's have something like rule indexed draw indexed. So in pipeline init, then we can say batching. Is this your window manager? Currently I'm using Awesome because my window manager is not that stable at the moment, because like I'm writing a Wayland compositor, and that's going to be what I migrate to, but it's still in development. So I'm using Awesome to basically use that in the meantime. So then we can check where's like draw indexed question mark here times indirect draw size, and this is context, this is pipeline actually. Yeah, so we want to do this, and then we fail to reallocate the indirect command buffer. So this will be gone. Flush instanced, bro, I'm thinking, yeah, because we definitely need to also resize the GPU side emitted draws. We will just do that in the final like draw call of the pipeline. Okay, so basically we can say if pipeline draw indexed, we say pipeline batching. It's actually not this, we should do this, but batching or batch dot emitted draws at batch and emitted draws plus plus is equal to yeah, and then we kind of need to do something like struct, or actually not struct, like this. Draws is equal to that, is equal to that. And then we say we kind of want this, right? So this, and then vk draw indexed indirect command pointer this, and then we say draws at batch dot n emitted draws plus plus is equal to this. And yeah, and this, okay. Then we just say batch dot n elements as instance counts, because we know we are indexed, but this is kind of dumb. Yeah. Okay, that's actually kind of we should probably have something where we say how many instances, how many indices we want to draw. We don't want to hard code this. And also we don't want to hard code instances, because we don't even know if the pipeline is an instance pipeline, if it's indexed. So we want to probably say something like UN32T n instances and UN32T n indices. Instances n indices. And this will be n instances, n indices. First instance will be so first instance, we should probably have to say something like first index. I don't even know how you would do that. You would probably say, okay, we probably want to say something like n indices, n instances greater 1, 0, else batch dot right offset. And here we say n instances greater 1, I mean. Then we want to say batch right offset, else 0. Basically like this. Where do you think I could find friends my age to work together on some game? Well, I really don't know. Maybe on Discord, maybe in Roblox, maybe in Minecraft, I don't know. Play games, I guess. But like if you're actually 12 and doing stuff like this, you're like way past the bell curve of anyone in your age, I guess. Yeah, and else we want to say we want to cast that to a vk draw indirect command, draws, vk draw indirect, emitted draws, and then we do the same thing. And here we say first instance basically the same thing. So when we say n instances is greater than 1, we want first instance to be batch.right offset. Else we want first instance to be 0, and instance count is going to be n instances. First vertex, same thing, n instances greater 1, 0, else batch.right offset. Right? Yeah. That's insane. Batch.write offset, and the vertex count will be batch.n_elements in any case. Yeah. But then we should probably have index count is equal to n indices. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. In stars, by the way. So we definitely want to say batch dot write offset is plus equal batch.n_elements, and batch.n_elements is equal to 0. And then we can do this. And this is our flushing. Okay, so let's go into core render. And where's render flush? Render flush. We don't really need render flush anymore. I hate to break it to you. Render flush. Because now we can just flush the pipeline. So where is another render flush? Draw rect. Yeah, this function will probably stay. We will say something like instanced pipeline dot batching dot n_elements. Then we will say cr pipeline flush context instance pipeline. What the fuck? N instances, please. Will be instance pipeline dot batching dot n_elements. And n indices will be 6. Okay, so let's have the instance pipeline dot batching dot write offset plus instance pipeline dot. Let's have something. Let's have a cool utility. Cr pipeline get batch index. Just return a uint32t of, and you just pass it a pipeline. Or not get batch index, but get write index. Get batch write index. Yeah, I think that's good. Bro, stop screaming, man. I don't know if you can hear that, but maybe it's just the voices, but return a pipeline dot write offset batching dot write offset plus pipeline. Don't you have font ligatures? No. Oh, no. But I don't even know why. It's like a Alacrity thing, right? Why don't their renderer support it? Is equal to cr pipeline. How do I start off with C and OpenGL? Okay, bro, so you're gonna go to learn OpenGL. And this is going to be your new home. Go into the introduction, read that. Getting started, creating a window, hello triangle, shaders, textures, and it's actually really cool. Like model loading, they teach you everything. Model, and look, you can load that. Like it's really cool. You can actually make a game then. Or fucking PBR, lighting. Yeah, it's just like PBR lighting. That's actually very cool. That's what you're going to do. What should my goal be? Creating a game? If you want to create a game, then yes, obviously. I don't know what your goal is. So let's have the write index of the instance pipeline and check if the capacity exceeds. Yeah. Okay, let's do this function and then we'll end the stream. Because it's already... Oh, it's already very late. Yeah, I'm getting cold. Okay, that's great actually. Probably have to get going. So let's just add the... Let me quickly do something. So let's just have this be a function that does the checking of the CR pipeline. I think let's have something like CR pipeline insert but this is not so cool. I think we only want this. Ensure data batch data size. Let's have that. And great stream, first time viewer as well. Do you have a Discord? Yeah, I have a Discord, but I don't have a link to it. Maybe I can, like, I don't really currently have an invite link. And I don't want to go to Discord now. So you kind of, maybe it's in the description, but I don't think so, no. Yeah. Pipeline, we definitely need something like uint33 write index, and this will be write index. If that is greater than the pipeline dot batching dot cap CPU, then we will say pipeline batching element cap CPU is equal to max between instance the total instance CPU times 2. Yeah, so pipeline batching elements cap CPU times 2 and write index and new CPU instances, new It's just going to be a void pointer. And frame. This is going to be the pipeline batching data. And yeah, that's kind of a problem. Because we don't even know the data size. Or we probably know the data size, right? Doesn't init elements batch element size. So let's have something like data element stride. And then in here in init, let's say something like pipeline element cap, let's say stride is equal to elements per batch element size. And then we say data, and this is going to be pipeline batching. So basically the new cap, so pipeline batching element cap CPU times pipeline batching stride, and then new, and then we say the batching dot pipeline batching dot data is equal to new. And this is the insurance, and insurance is crazy. And then we have utility write index. And we just return false, and here we return true. And then in co-render we just say cr pipeline ensure batch data size context. This is going to be the instance pipeline, and this is going to be write index. And then we can just say instanced pipeline.batching.data. And we say something like struct cr instance instances is equal to the data. Struct cr instance data, and then instances at write index is equal to that. And then we say is that VS Code nodes neovim nvchat. Then we say instance pipeline dot batching dot n instances, but it's not, it's n elements plus plus. So yeah, n bar reference, what the fuck, n elements plus plus. It's batching a what? Because it's per frame, so we definitely have to say something like batching. So if you take the bronze plan, your batch data size will be in bro, you can get yo for real. Still prefer Vim though. Yeah, personal preference, I guess. Epics J and welcome. Instance pipeline dot. That's actually not the case. Let's say context dot frame loop dot frame index. So at the frame index, n elements plus plus. Yeah, thank you. Okay, I think we're going to commit that now. I mean, there's still 19 errors left, but I will fix them later. Yeah. So let's go, bro. Thank you. No, that's the wrong folder. Let's say Ragnar co-render. Git add dot, bro. I added so many things. Refactor of the entire pipeline system, and then like add a lot more. Bro, what the fuck, man? That's insane. Okay, man. Guys. I hope you liked the stream. I hope you'll see us in the next one. If you liked it, then subscribe to the channel if you're a new watcher, right? I would really appreciate it. And yeah, we're gonna see